All right, guys, we are ready to get started with our weight training class today. If you're joining us on YouTube, go ahead and hit like and subscribe, ring that little bell so you can get all the notifications whenever we post a new video. And then we're ready to get started. We're gonna warm up with our feet hip width apart, starting with some gentle arm swings. Just kind of moving side to side, loosening up. Oh, we got somebody else coming into class. So just gentle side to side, keeping your feet still to start with. And then if it's feeling good, go ahead and start lifting your heel, turning a little further, letting it go a little more. Beautiful. 2 more to each side. And then coming back to stillness, moving into your shoulder rotations, nice big circles forward. And then backwards. And then throw them in and out, crossing one arm on top and then the other. Beautiful. And then from there, we're going to move on to our elbows. So doing big circles with our elbows, just kind of loosening the joints up, making sure everything's moving okay today. And go the other direction. Anywhere that feels tight or that's pinching, make sure that you give yourself a little space. Keep an eye on those things. And if you need to alter something, you always can. Moving on to your wrists. Nice wrist rotations. You can go in figure eights or you can go in one direction and then the other. Beautiful. And then just kind of give those hands a couple wiggles, squeeze those fingers in and out. Nice. Now from here, we're going to move on to our lower body. So starting out with those hip rotations. And go the other way. And then from here, we're going to bring our feet in together and bob your knees back and forth. Again, just kind of waking everything up, getting everything loose. From here, start some small circles in one direction. If that doesn't feel good on your knees, just stick with the back and forth. If you're doing those circles, go ahead and go the other way. Excellent. And then we're going to finish off with our feet. So grab a chair or the wall if you need to. Otherwise, just lift ankle in circles in one direction. And then go the other way. And then switch feet. And go the other way. Beautiful. All right, we are ready to get started with our workout today. We're going to start off with a squat into an upright row. So I'm going to go ahead and grab one of my heavier weights. I'm going to start out in a nice wide stance. So I'm going to do a wide leg squat, similar to a goblet squat. Come in the middle, come all the way up, and then pull up for that upright row. So it's squat and then row. All right, we've got 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. When you're doing that row, you want to try to keep your elbows coming out to the side and up so that the work is mostly in your back. Beautiful, looking good. And you're pulling it up to like right under your chin. Nice, more than halfway there already. You got it. Sit your weight back in your heels for that squat so that you're really engaging those lower body muscles. Almost there. And time. Beautiful. All right, go ahead and set that aside. Now for me, I'm going to go down to my medium weight. From here, we're going to do one arm only. So I'm going to start with my left. I'm going to do a hammer curl. While I'm at the top of my hammer curl, I'm going to do a calf raise. So up, calf raise, down. 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. Up, hold it, calf raise, down. Beautiful, you got it. And this one is coming across the body in front of the chest. Works the same bicep muscles, but a little bit differently. It's a nice variation instead of just the standard bicep curl. Beautiful, you got it. Halfway there already. Control that weight on the way down as well as on the way up. Don't just let it fall. Work the muscle in both directions. Get a little bit of that tricep action in there too on the way down. And time, beautiful. All right, set that weight down for a second, shake everything out, and then we're going to the other side. So same thing, bring that up for that crossbody hammer curl, calf raise, and then down. 1 minute, here we go. Beautiful, you got it. Halfway done. Looking good. And time, excellent. All right, from here, we're gonna go down to the floor. So go ahead and make sure your mat's situated. Everything's gonna be nice and comfortable. I'm gonna go back to my heavier weight, because we're gonna do a hip bridge. So we're actually gonna go all the way down onto our backs. We're gonna rest the weight right across our hips, just supporting it so it doesn't roll forward. The weight should be resting entirely on your body. From here, you're just gonna bridge up and then come back down. That's it, nice and simple. 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. You got it. Try to keep your knees pulling in towards each other. And squeeze your glutes when you get to the top. More than halfway done. Almost there. Keep it up. And time. All right. From here, I'm going to actually switch down to a little bit lighter weight. Next up, we have skull crushers. Now, for skull crushers, you're going to have your feet planted flat on the floor, knees bent, and you're just going to bring the weight up above you, and then you're lowering them carefully to either side of your head and coming back up. It's a great tricep exercise. 1 minute on the clock. With good control, lowering them down and then coming right back up. Want to make sure that you're using a weight you can control well. They're called skull crushers because that's what's going to happen if you drop that weight. Slow and steady. They should come right back down by your ears. Almost there. You've got it. Keep it up. And time. Beautiful. All right. Set those down for a second. Give your arms a break. Now, for our last exercise today, we're going to sit on our back. We're going to take either the weights, or if you prefer, you can do one heavier weight, and you're going to hold it straight up above you, bringing your feet up to a 90-degree angle. We're going to do a half dead bug. So we're going to hold those weights still up in the air above the chest, and then we're going to extend one leg out, pull it back, and then the other leg out. That's all we're doing for 1 minute. So pick your weights. I'm actually going to go with one heavier weight just because I like holding it in a horizontal position, but 2 vertical ones is fine too. 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. Holding that weight up nice and steady. Just bring in one leg out and back, and then the other. You've got this. Slow and steady. Almost there. You can finish it out. You've got it. And time. Set everything down. Go ahead and shake that out. Grab some water, and then we have another set to do. All right, bring it back in. We're ready to start over. First up, we have the squat into the upright raise. Sorry. All right. 1 minute on the clock. We're doing the squat into the upright row. Here we go. Nice wide legs, squat and row. You can always adjust anything you need to in round 2. Go heavier, go lighter, adjust the movement, make it your workout. Now you know what to expect. So if something was a little easier than you thought it would be, maybe it's time to add a little weight. If it was a little harder than you thought it would be, maybe drop some weight or even try it empty hand. Halfway there. Remember to keep your weight sitting back in your heels on this one. And come all the way up before you start that row. And time. All right, from here, we're going back to those hammer curls with calf raises. Starting out with the weight in your left hand. 1 minute on the clock. Curl, come up, down, and lower the weight. Beautiful. When you bring it up, you want to keep it not all the way at the top, but in a flexed position where you're getting the full amount of work on that muscle. Hold. Beautiful. Half there already. We're lowering it the same pace with the same goal as we. So we're working in both directions. 10 seconds to go. And time. Excellent. Shake that arm out. Go ahead and switch hands, switch to the other side. And we're doing the same thing on this side. 1 minute, here we go. Curl, raise, lower. Beautiful. And again, we're stopping it in a fully flexed position with that muscle engaged. Looking good. More than halfway there. Ten seconds to go. And time. Beautiful. All right, from here, moving on to that hip bridge. So all the way flat on your back, feet planted, knees bent, and you rest the weight right across your hips. Just supporting it so that it won't roll. And here we go. Keeping the knees pulling in together, squeezing the glutes at the top. For this one, to protect your neck, you want to make sure that you keep your eyes up, staring at the ceiling or the sky above you. You got it. Keep going. Almost there. And time. Beautiful. All right. Moving on to those skull crushers. Again, making sure you have a weight you can control. So that'd be no good. One minute on the clock. Here we go. Again, keeping your head looking straight up at the sky, and the weight comes down right next to your ears. Slow and steady. You've got it. Keep going. If you start to feel unsteady or uncertain of your ability to control the weight, set the weight to the side. Almost there. And time. All right, go ahead and set those weights down for a second. Make sure you wiggle those arms out. And then we're finishing off with that half dead bug. So either one weight held horizontally or two held vertically. You're to bring your feet up to tabletop, and then you're just extending one foot and then the other. 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. Nice and steady, holding that weight straight up. Bring your knees back to that tabletop position each time. You got it. Still keeping your eyes up towards the ceiling. Protect your neck. Even if something is distracting you. Almost there. And time. All right, go ahead and set those weights to the side, shake everything out, grab some water, and then we have one more set to go. All right. Make sure your space is clear and get ready to do that squat with the upright row again. Bring your stance out nice and wide, 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. Beautiful, you got it. Keep breathing. More than halfway there already. And time. Excellent. All right. Moving into the hammer curl plus calf raise. 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. Curl and raise. Beautiful. You got it. Halfway there. Keeping that belly zipped up tight. like you're squeezing your belly button back towards your spine. Helps you keep that core engagement while you're doing this. Almost there. And time. Set that one down, shake that arm out, and then we're going to the other side. 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. Curl and raise. Looking good. Almost there, 15 seconds to go. Five more seconds. And time. Beautiful. All right, back down to the ground. Next up, we have that hip bridge. So laying all the way flat, resting the weight across your hips, using your hands just to keep it from rolling. 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. Remember to keep your knees pulling in towards each other and squeeze your glutes at the top. You got it. Keep breathing. Almost there. And time. Beautiful. All right, from here we're going into those skull crushers. So go down to whatever weight is appropriate for you for triceps. One minute on the clock. Here we go. Slow and steady. Good control. Remember, if at any point it feels hard to control the weight, stop, set the weight to the side. You can always finish out the set empty hand. Almost there. And time. All right, last one is that dead bug or half dead bug. So one weight or two, whichever you prefer. Bring those knees up into tabletop. 1 minute. Here we go. Keeping that core nice and tight. And keep breathing. You've got this. Almost there. And time. Beautiful. Set that weight down. Shake everything out. Grab some water. And then we're down to our final stretch. All right, bring it in. Doing that final stretch, starting standing. Take a deep breath in. Bring those arms up overhead. You're gonna lean to one side. Come back to center, lean to the other side. Back to center, a little small back bend. And then fold all the way forward and let it all hang out. Just kind of let gravity help you. Let everything relax. And then from here, come up just a little bit so your back's nice and flat. Then you're gonna swing those arms in small circles in one direction. Massaging out those shoulder joints. And then in small circles the other direction. Beautiful. And then reach back down towards the floor. From here, you're gonna sink into a squat. Use your elbows to push your knees out. Rock a little bit side to side. Work into those hip flexors a bit. Beautiful. From here, we're gonna put our hands on the floor and then pop right back onto our bottom. Bring the soles of the feet together. Grab those toes and pull yourself forward until you get a nice stretch. Just to the edge of where you feel that stretch. You don't want to pull it to the point where you feel pain. And then from here, stretch one leg out in front of you. You're gonna bring the other leg across. And then we're gonna turn for a little twist. And release, come back to center. We're gonna go the other way. So put the other leg out, step that foot across, and then turning for a little twist. Maybe if it feels good, use your arm to push into it a little bit more, but only if that feels good for you. Come back to center. Stretch both feet out in front of you. One more time, but this time on the floor, you're gonna reach for those toes in a forward fold. And we're gonna take a couple deep breaths here. One more in and out. And then release, walk those hands up to your knees. And you are all done. Great job today. We will be doing it again next Tuesday.